Yo, what is up YouTube? Rap here, back with another MK video, and as you can see, it's gonna be a little bit different of a video, and it's less of a rant and more of a it's kind of like a little bit of a rant, because as you know, my main is Erron Black. He's also my favorite character in this game, and Erron Black definitely is a very, very, very controversial character in this game, because a lot of people think he's annoying, and I think that is rightfully so, because he is very annoying. As an Erron Black main, I faced many people who've used Erron Black as well, and you know, even if they are good, it's still annoying, and it's more annoying when they're, not the best at the game, and they just, abuse some things that are, you can easily, once you learn the matchup, you can easily just, beat it, but it can just be very annoying in general online, especially when you play somebody with like 150 ping on Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna suck no matter what. So a lot of people like to say that Erron Black mains downplay Erron Black, and I don't think that's completely true. I think maybe some of them do downplay him, but I definitely think a lot more people upplay him than downplay him. Like, people put him SA tier. That is just not the case. You know what I'm saying? Online, maybe I can honestly see it a little bit more but when you use him offline, he's just gonna get it's just really, it's tough. It's tough for him. You know what I'm saying? It's very tough for him. But even online, I still think it's still kind of tough for him, even when he plays, better people. You know what I'm saying? People who play at a higher level. And I just like to say, like I said in my tier list video, just because a character is super annoying does not mean they're very good. So, and sadly, like, two of my mains, Devora is my other main, is another character who's, can be very annoying, but that doesn't make her good. And I'm going to say in this video, what makes Erron Black good, and what he has that's good, and what makes him, not, I'm not going to say he's not good, because obviously every character in this game is good, and they have their own tools, but he's definitely, I'd say, a lower mid-tier character. Emphasis on mid-tier. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get into the video. So, first, we're just going to talk about what makes him good in his base. So this is like just all around and and we're going to be talking about only really competitive variations. We're not going to be talking about, any custom variations. This is, even though it says buff Erron Black, buff Erron, like, this is, this is, 52 card pickup. So I have, Scud Shot, the ability to, go into combos anytime I really want to. And then, I have the Outlaw Gunslinger. So I'd probably say, and I'm pretty sure every other Erron Black will say this is his best variation. And we're going to just talk about his, his best, what's best about him, and that is mostly his footsies. So this down 4, no cap, it's ridiculous. This is super good down 4, and this is pretty much what I do, what I use to, like, to punish most stuff that's like safe, but like, pretty much me trying to take my turn back. So anytime I get somebody, if someone does something that's like super punishable, that's like, like -10 and up, and they're close, of course I'll go into this, and you say, what I'm saying, and you go into like that, what I'm saying. But when they do something that's like barely unsafe, like barely, so like like -1 to -6, I usually go for down 4 into a spit. And I don't know if everyone goes into a spit, but I know for sure everybody uses this. Every Erron Black main uses this. At least good Erron Black main uses this down 4 a lot, because it's so good. I mean, if you look at it, if you look at the frame data on it, it's just super good. We'll go to turn the frame data on. As you can see, it's 8 frame startup. It low profiles everything, every projectile in the game except for a couple of things like, of course, Sindel's projectile in her third variation. I don't think it gets past Kano's mid in his third variation, or Nightwolf's mid in his third variation. But everything else can be low profiled, and you get 16 hit advantage. You recover very, very fast. I mean, you can cancel into everything. You can cancel this into stuff. I mean, it's just not going to be a true combo. But you can go into like that. You can even, it might be a little bit stricter, but well, maybe not. Maybe you can't go into a Scud Shot after that. But yeah, you can go into pretty much everything else, and you can even go into a slide. That's just like a low. That's a really a low, and I mean I probably wouldn't recommend doing that on block because you know as you'll see right here, like on block. Oh, whoops, that's a low. We'll set them to all. You know what I'm saying? That's still -3, which is still safe. So I haven't technically given up my turn. I can easily steal it back. But like I said, this is down 4 is one of his best assets. This is going to be like you're going to see a good Erron Black no matter what is going to rely on this a lot, and you're going to see it a lot. Trust me, and it can be quite annoying, but it's just something you're going to see a lot. The next thing is his back 4. His back 4 is really good. Has good range. Well, not like that good a range. Sorry, my bad. But like you know, that's pretty damn good range. You know what I'm saying for a sweep, and it's you know 11 frames, 29 hit advantage, and that's going to be part of his footsies as well. And he also has a pretty decent down 3 as well. I mean, seven frame down 3. Like, come on now, and look how far you can hit this thing. That's pretty insane. Then you have his down 1, which is a 6 frame startup, but to be honest, his down 1 isn't really too good because it doesn't have much range, as you can see. You know, this is pretty normal. That's just normal range. It's not crazy. It's not a crazy one. It's crazy in terms of startup, obviously. I mean, 6 frame startup. I mean, you're punishing pretty much everything in the game with that, but it's just actually making sure you have that range. So most of the time, I like to poke. When I counter poke, I usually go for down 3. So that's what makes him really good. He has super good footsies, probably some of the best footsies in the game. Can't take that away from him. It's very annoying, you know, to play against, but when you have it on your side, you have to make sure you use it. And then the next thing is his space control. I think is really good in this game. He's pretty much a super big threat from this range right here. I mean, he's a threat from here too, but it's more counter zoning when he's this far. You know what I'm saying, with his scud shot. You know, he has in this first variation, he has different tools. In the 52 card pickup, you know what I'm saying, that you can do like that. You can do this. You can do shoot. You could even do I'm trying to remember. Oh, you can do this, and I think you can even do more than that. If I remember the string, how to do the strings. I thought that was it. Okay, yeah, okay. So you do that. You can, you know, get even more, and that's 43 hit advantage. I mean, obviously the startup's insane, so you won't see that one too much, but you might see this every once in a while, and we'll talk about that kind of a little bit when we talk about some mix-ups. But yeah, I mean, he offensively, you know, you like to stay around this area. You like to load up your acid. You like to play the neutral. Anytime you see projectile coming towards you, boom, scud shot. I mean, this thing has an insane startup at 9. So, I mean, it used to be faster than that, but it's still pretty damn good. Hits mid, so this is a mid projectile, can't be ducked. So, and then we'll even talk about that later. But yes, and it's 70 damage. That's pretty beefy damage for a projectile, even though you still have to use your offensive bar. But I mean, what's so good about Erron Black is in 52 card pickup, you have meterless combos pretty much all the time. So. I mean, meterless launcher pretty much all the time. So that is definitely a good thing. So the next good thing he is really good at when you're up close, I personally think, I mean, he's pretty average up close. He has that pretty average, you know, pressure and stuff, but he does have incredible mix-ups. So a lot of his mix-ups are going to be based off of him using this back 2-2. So this is a string that, you know, of course, every single person who plays it up against Erron Black hates, because you're going to be seeing this mostly 80% of the match. You're going to be seeing Erron Black doing that. I mean, let's be honest, this is his best mid, and you really can't complain about it, because it's like this for every character in this game. Everybody has that at least one mid that you're going to see it most of the time. And, well, actually, no, I can't even say that, because the board doesn't have a mid. Really, her mid is not really that good either. It's not really that good, so, you know, you don't really see her mid too much in, you know, unless you're, like, you know, far out, you know what I'm saying? Same with Shao Kahn. But he does have a pretty good mid. This you cannot lie, this is a pretty good mid. The only thing is, it is 11 frames, so, you know what I'm saying? It's not the quickest mid, but it's not the slowest either. So this is a pretty decent mid. So I say pretty average mid, not too crazy, not too weak either. So, and then obviously the second hit on this is the overhead. So this is going to punish people who don't know how to, you know, especially because you pretty much have to worry about that overhead. That's really what is scary about this, because like if you get hit by that, if you get clipped by that second overhead, if you get clipped by the overhead, then you go into full combo, more space, or if you want to just go ahead and cash out, or if you're playing somebody whose character isn't really good at you know up close, and that's something that, you know, Erron Black is really good. He's a jack of all trades. He can play up close, but he can play keep away very well too. But I just prefer not to play up close personally. But you can play that if that character isn't good at that. So you can punish. You can make them work. You can do different mix-ups, and then of course this, like I said, the second hit is the second and third hit is an overhead. So you can go into a low. So then you got an overhead low, which, look, a lot of people struggle with this, but this is reactable, super reactable. And once you learn the matchup, you kind of know when they're going to do, like, you know when you see that slow slide animation, because let's be honest, this slide animation, that's 21 frames, excuse me. No, hold up. Yeah, it's 17 frames. I don't know why it keeps going to 21, but I guess on hit it's 21. I don't know how that works. Let's see, what does it say on here? I know it's slow. It's okay, so yes, 21 frame startup for this slide right here. That is super reactive. This is not like Sub-Zero's slide where it's so hard to react to, but you have to be ready for it at all times. Now, personally, if you're playing up against Erron Black, I'd probably rather take the launcher to be, no, I'd probably rather take the slide, but just try your best to block the overhead, and as soon as you see that that he stopped hitting you and about to go into a slide, just try to react fast as you can. It's not that hard. You just learn the matchup, and I promise you, you will literally punish this every time. And if we go to set him to block all real quick, we'll see how punishable this is on block. As you can see, -15. That's full punish. Even Devora's slow high attack. I mean, it's not slow. It's high. Her advancing high is gonna be able to, you know, catch him no matter what. You can pretty much punch that with any. He's pretty much gonna be punished by anybody in the game, no matter what. That's gonna be a juicy damage. That's some juicy damage. So that is this right here. This is not the mix-up that, you know, most of the best Erron Black people use, but they will use it every once in a while to throw you off. So most of the time, when you're blocking, let's say you block all of it. Alright, so as you know, this is extremely unsafe on block. So that's -15. Now, in this variation, you have the option to opt out of this into Scud Shot. So this keeps you safe, kind of. You can still be punished. Don't get me wrong, but this is where the mind game starts. So if you're playing an Erron Black and they have bar, you have to be careful, because they could either, you know, opt to shoot you, or they can just straight up go into it. Oh, decide not to do anything, so let me go ahead and take my turn back. And they can literally do that all day long, you know what I'm saying? And you can't do nothing about it, because it's literally the point of that move, is to take your turn back. So you, most of the time, if they are on this and they have bar, I mean, you could just stay blocking, but you just have to make sure you make the right read. You're going to have to guess no matter what. If you guess right, you're going to get a full punish. You're going to get a lot of damage, but it's going to be tough. I'm not going to lie. It's very frustrating to play against, and as Erron Black main, I you know, it's what I do a lot, and I frustrate a lot of people with it. And you know, it just is how the game's going to go. But when he has no meter, when all that meter is gone, there is no reason for you not to punish this Scud Shot. I mean, no reason. He literally is he still can be, like, this cancel is not as good as it used to be. You can attack this while he's going to his stance. So I'll actually go ahead and put him. So we have Erron Black right here. He's about to get ready to hit me. I just wanted to go ahead and say, just watch. as you'll be able to see, I am going to be able to punish this, okay? Because I'm not going to have him amplify, and you know he can't amplify. You got to go in for the punish. Hold up. Can't do nothing. He can't do nothing. Well, actually, let me make sure. So we'll have that on there, and then we should still be able to put him on block all. Oh no, can't do that? Okay. I might not be fast enough. Let's see. As you can see, that's a punish. That is a punish. So as you can see, that thing, when that thing lights up, that's a full-on punish. That is a true punish. He cannot get away from that. So that from Devora, that is a easy 290 damage. Nothing he can do. And we'll go ahead and set everything back to how it was. But like I said, if they don't have no meter and you see that scud shot go off, you have to punish them. And like, this is killing me because I'm an Erron Black main saying this. Like, you have to punish that. Now, some Erron Black mains will decide to opt to not do that and go into another mix. This is the next mix. I'm gonna have her block still, actually. And this is the next mix, okay? So let's say you're blocking, boom, they blocked all, but they pull out their gun. So you got a lot of options here. You can shoot, and this kind of keeps you safe. This kind of keeps Erron Black safe, and I probably say is the safest option when you do this. Obviously you're minus 40, but like if you put in enough shots, you get enough space so you actually like, oh my gosh, that you actually like at a decent range, you know what I'm saying, of her. But those are highs, so they can be ducked. They can be ducked. So the only thing you gotta do, duck down to, that's a crushing blow. Or you can even duck into a move, you know, a poke and go into a full combo. So there's a lot of options you can do with against that. And the next option and this is what I usually do, is when I come in, you'll see it in my videos all the time, I low shot. And this trains your opponent. So this is good for Erron Black because this can train them, but this is very reactable. It's not like this isn't reactable. Like, any good player is going to react to this. But I want them to react to that. So this, if they, let's say she blocks all. I have her stance blocking right now. So if she blocks all, as you'll see, this is punishable on block. That's minus 29. I'm going to get punished. I'm taking hits. I'll probably do this once or twice in a row. And then as soon as I see that I, kind of got them trained, I go in for the overhead. And sometimes you'll see me in the corner. I'll go up into a low. And now if I'm able to take my turn back, then I'll go into the overhead. It trains them. This gun trains them. And you have to watch that. You want, if it comes down to it, you take these shots all day. These shots aren't going to kill you. Like, I mean, obviously they're going to do damage, but they do 50 damage. And if you do, you just rather get hit. You don't want to get hit by this overhead. Okay? You don't want to get hit by that overhead, especially if you're blocking. It's like, damn, you blocked all those, then you get caught by an overhead. It's like, come on now. Come on now. And some people naturally go towards the low because they want to look out for that slide, but this is an option, but it's very reactable. And then, or you can just do a regular check. You can do a regular check, and this is faster on startup, I believe. We'll see. Yep, that's 3 frames faster. So sometimes, especially in the corner, sometimes it's just best to. And this is more towards the people who else use Erron Black. And I'm sure like all the Erron Black mains already know this. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just better to just hit him with a check shot, then launcher, then you can go into combos. But so, then sometimes it's worth actually going through the full launcher. You know what I'm saying? And you can do different things, especially mid-screen and stuff like that. So, yeah, I pretty much say that's all his good things. So his mix, which is all his mix is reactable, but it's just you really have to guess. You really have to guess. And then also, you got mix within this too. Those last 2 hits are overhead, so you have to watch out for that slide. And I probably say this is more harder to react to, but it starts as a high, so most of the time people won't catch you with that. But you can once again, you can go into this, you can go into that. Oh, whoops. or you can go into overhead, and then you go into combos. And we'll get into his combos later. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much all the good things I'll probably say for Erron Black, to be honest. Other than, oh well, I guess this is kind of a good thing. It's super reactable. I don't really. It's cool, but people complain that Erron is a mid-screen mix-up. So pretty much what they're saying is this: they're scared of that overhead, and they're scared of that slide. So I'd probably say in the first variation he's not really a mid-screen mix-up. I'd say more in the second variation he is, because he can cancel both this and this in the second variation. So you don't know if he's going to actually hit you or is he going to cancel. It's crazy. That is truly a mid-screen mix-up, variation. But this variation I don't think is really, like, this is super reactable, guys. Like I don't worry, I get caught by it. Let's be honest. Like everybody gets caught by this every once in a while. I mean, it's a 26 startup, but I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to get caught by this every once in a while. But if you get caught by this damn second hit, that is completely your fault. That is completely your fault. Or if you get caught by this amplify, like I said, sometimes you're going to get caught by it. Let's have him block real quick. If you get caught by this amplify, come on, man. It's 16 frame startup. You can jump that and go into a full punish, or you can just block it, and then sometimes you can get a punish with depending on the character you use. But if you do that jump, you're getting a full punish. And most of the time I block it to stay safe, because my reaction time is not once what they used to be, but my reactions are still pretty decent, and I can usually get a punish off on him anyway with that, with the blocking, regular. And then this slide is different. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, like you're gonna get caught off guard. And what I like to do, this is once again helping out Erron Black mains. I mean, I'm sure all the good ones already do this. Oh my gosh. But you hit them on that, they're scared. They're going to be scared. Every opponent's going to be scared to get hit again with this. You know what I'm saying? Every opponent's going to get scared to get hit by that crushing blow. But what you can do, play around right here. Like, get hit, play around right there, and then as soon as you see them get up, boom, go into a slide. There, because they scared of that overhead. They scared of that, or just do a dash. Do a dash, and then slide. Do a dash, slide. Because they're gonna look out for. They're looking. So okay, what is he doing? What's he doing? He's dashing up. Okay, oh, slide. Boom. You can't react in time. It's crazy. I mean, some people are obviously gonna be able to react to them because they're fucking monsters. But like that's gonna be your best option if you, especially in the second variation. I think that's actually an option. Now you can do it here. Like I said, I always, when I end, my combos and it's a close match. So let's say we do that, and well, let me get knocked down. Let's say we get a knockdown. Let's say we knock him down, and it's like, oh, what do we do? What should I do? They gotta guess. No, this is actually especially off this grab right here. Especially off this grab right here. You're in a guess situation. I usually go overhead, but sometimes you'll see me go low, because it's literally you want to make them guess with that. Especially it's useful at the end of games, less than actually in the middle of, people still have a lot of life. When it's the last hit, it really can be crucial, because a lot of things are going through the opponent's mind. So yeah, those are pretty much all his good things. I'm pretty sure that those are definitely all his good things. Obviously, he has his meterless combos, but we'll talk about that later at the end of the video. But now let's talk about things that aren't good. And to do that, we're gonna have to go into we're gonna go into the other two variations, because honestly, let's be honest here, 52 card pickup. That is why he is not low tier. That 52 card pickup is an amazing variation. It's really, really good. And if any Erron Black main says that 52 card pickup is not a good variation, those are the guys that are downplaying Erron Black, because that variation is amazing. It's just like Katana and Highborn. Highborn's been good all year, but Katana main's been downplayed it because that was not truly Katana, which I can understand that. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and talk about the other two variations. Alright, so now we have the two other variations other than 52 card pickup. So we have Barking Irons, and you have Locked and Loaded. Now one is, I'd say, is pretty solid. And then the other one is just like, yeah, we're not going to use that when we're actually trying. Okay, so this is, alright, so first we'll start off with the one that's pretty okay, which is Barking Irons. Like I said before, this one is truly a, you know, mid-screen mix-up. You have, you know, the ability to cancel the slide, whoops, and then you have the ability to cancel, you know, this. So what's good about this is that you can actually use this to stay safe. So, well, when I say stay safe, I'm pretty sure there's still minus on block, but you're actually recovered, so you're actually be able to steal. You can still steal your turn. Not as good as stealing your turn with, you know, 52 card pickup and scud shot, but it's still pretty. It's still pretty good. Now, I'm not the best at this, but yeah, as you can see, -4 on block. You're safe, and sometimes you can go ahead and steal your turn. If you notice they're trying to, you know, pretty much keep you from, you know, stealing your turn. So the thing with this though, so they can be afraid. Oh my God, I'm not getting any more. I got it on the first try, but I'm not getting any more. But y'all saw what y'all saw it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all saw it. There you go. As you can see, that was -7. So it's obviously, I didn't even know this, but it's different depending on, you know, when you do it. And but yeah, they also have to make a decision. Are you about to cancel, or are you going to go through with it? Either way, you're going to be able to be punished if they block it. So it's a good way to stay safe, but it's obviously nowhere near as good as scud shot. Like, nowhere near. But I'd probably say this is a super, and I mean super fun variation to use, because this is going to be a little bit more rush down. You're gonna have more options to actually, you know, play that rush down game with Erron Black, which I do like to do sometimes. Now what sucks about this variation is, as you'll see, you can't go into your meter launcher unless all your bullets are unloaded and you use the crushing blow. Then you can do everything you want, you know what I'm saying, and you can get some pretty good damage if you use so we'll use all the bullets here. So this variation has the command grab, which is a pretty solid command grab. Sadly, it switches sides every single time. You have nothing you can do about it, but it's still a pretty good command grab, and you can cash out by doing this. Oh my gosh, I dropped the combo. Okay, we're going to do this one more time, actually. Okay, as you can see, but this is the cash out, you know what I'm saying? Boom, 376, good God. And, you know, it's even more when you're in the corner. So, we'll go in the corner. Oh, I don't know what I did. We'll cut to, well, no, it's fine. We won't edit that. But yeah, we'll go ahead and put that on and that on. And we're going to reset in the corner, and as you can see, in the corner, it's even better damage. So we'll do, okay. We'll do it twice. So, oh my gosh, let's, one more time. Gotta let that drop a little bit slower. Oh my, okay, and I'm doing the right input this time. I did the right input that time, I just sucked. There you go. That does a little bit more damage, and cash out 391, almost 41%. I mean, almost 40%. So, obviously, some people will be like, oh, what the heck? That's stupid good damage. What makes this variation bad? I mean, this variation isn't bad. And yes, that is stupid good damage, but damage isn't everything. You have to set this up. You have to set this up. You have to go into this. You have to get those bullets going. And most of the time, and these bullets are much bigger threat. This gun is a lot bigger of a threat when it's loaded than it is when it's not loaded. Because one of the things, one of the mix-ups that I didn't show with the 52 card pickup, because I use it a lot less with the 52 card pickup than I do with the first, the second, and third variation, is doing just straight up simple, put it back up. So you're minus 32 off this, but you recover immediately. And pretty much, I mean, this is obviously reactable, but some people really just freeze up. When they see this gun come out, they freeze up. And you just put it up, and they're like, oh, shit. And then you can just take back your turn. It's crazy. Usually you go into a down 4. But yeah, and in this variation, you don't have this spit. You have this dynamite, which, you know, obviously I'd rather have that spit. But this is actually a pretty decent thing, too, because you can actually set up stuff. So I like to actually, every once in a while, you know what I'm saying, you get a little saucy with it. You know, somehow get this in there, because obviously that startup, as you can see, 62 frame startup, like, good God. But if you get that in there, that's a launcher. This is a meterless launcher, and watch out, because that can blow you up. So as you can see, and then boom, you get a little bit of another, you do another cash out, smooth, like 33, yep, 30%, 33%. So yeah, you have that option. He has options in this variation that are, you know, pretty solid, but just not as good. And I'll probably say this variation won't get touched, because I think it serves its purpose and is in, you know, having this is being his cancel variation. And yeah, it's still a solid variation. You can do some interesting stuff. You can do some interesting setups with it, which is not what this variation is known for, but you do have those setups. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and talk about Locked and Loaded. This is the okay variation and probably won't get touched variation, because pretty much all his quality of life changes overall has already been addressed for him in general. So I don't think any more quality of life changes will happen that I can think of that should happen. But yeah, we'll go ahead and talk about Locked and Loaded, the variation that really needs help. Alright, so now that we are now that we are locked and loaded, we're going to talk about what this variation gets. Now, people will say like, oh, this variation gets the, this move right here. Like, dude, what is this move called? I forget, honestly, because I don't ever use it. Acid Pour. They get Acid Pour, so yeah, they get so much, you know, they get good damage. You get not meterless, but you get good damage, you know, from ending combos with that, 245. And then you get the crushing blow if you know do the I think I have the easy crushing blows. No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? You get the oh, it has to be in a puddle, of course. And then you get this crushing blow. And that does pretty good damage. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna be able to set up puddles and get that damage all the time. In the corner, you know what I'm saying, you're doing so much damn damage. And then, you know, when you get your setups, when you get your setup going, or you do this, oh whoops, when you do this, oh my gosh, oh my, dude, I really suck. Okay, what the fuck? Oh, it's on player 1 only, of course. So we'll put that on both, and ooh, oh, they have, oh, whoops, they have this, you know what I'm saying, and you can go into that, and if there's a puddle there in the corner, it's even more damage. Obviously, you can't get that crushing blow with, you know, just raw like that, but you can, you know, get something similar to that and be like, that's 340, and that's not even, you know, what's the name. But people pretty much say that that makes this variation good, but that is not the case. How in the hell are you going to stay safe? Now, there is one way to stay safe actually in this variation, but you're just gonna have to, like, your hit, what's the name? It has to be super good. So this is a dial and string, so it's very hard to instead, when you see yourself get blocked, to do this instead of doing this. You know what I'm saying? But this does keep you safe, as you can see. Gives you a decent gets you a decent amount of space, and then also you can actually, I think you can even do that, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this is how you're going to stay safe mainly in this variation. Second variation, you can use this to stay safe as well if you want, but it's not as good because you don't have this spit to keep them away. Because, you know, like, stay away from me, boy. What are you doing? You want to take that chip damage? Okay, cool. And also, they're going to be afraid to actually take hits from come in, get hit by, you know, this. But yeah, that's pretty much how you're going to stay safe in this variation. And I mean, like I said, it really depends how good on somebody's hit confirms. You have to be very good at hit confirming. You have to be very good at hit confirming to actually do it. Like, to effectively keep this, you know, valid. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, like, it's just, it's very hard to make sure you time it so you actually get the overheads if you actually hit them. So that's the thing with that. But if you do have that timing down, that's gonna help you a lot. And then on hit, like, a lot of people might, you know, opt to go this, but this is not actually what this variation should do. So with this variation, this is the trap variation. Now this is the variation I'd say is the funnest variation Erron Black has, but it's also the worst variation. And once Erron Black actually gets, you know, actually this variation actually becomes more viable, this is definitely gonna be my main variation. I love traps. I love traps. I used to use Devora first variation as one of my mains, like her first and second. But now I use Joker because, well, I don't have him completely down yet, but I've been working on my Joker so that I can actually use him. Because I think Joker, there's no point in using, you know, any other trap variation other than Joker's, because I mean, it's the best in the game. It's pretty much just like Devora's, but just way better. But even though I don't think Erron Black's trap variation would ever be as good as Joker's trap variation, I would honestly drop Joker if I probably wouldn't completely drop him, but I wouldn't have a need to go away from Erron Black because I would have a trap variation. You know what I'm saying? Ever. And then also would have the first variation for people who play keep away on it. But basically, you want to set this trap up. And in the corner, you don't have to really meter burn it, but in mid-screen, I'd say meter burn it. Obviously, you're going to have to time it so, like, they actually get, like, you know, effectively hit by it. Now, this is you can easily, you're going to be able to block this no matter what, but most of the time, people aren't going to see it. People aren't going to see it coming. You can even throw 2, interrupt middle, and hit them, but you can be punished off that. But pretty much, you want to get this trap set up, and once you do, you have free reign on your opponent. You can even throw it down, crushing blow. You have that. You then have access to that, and you actually be able to hit this efficiently. Because obviously you don't want to just straight up throw this out there every single time. So you want to use this a lot, obviously, and that's what this trap variation is. You know what I'm saying? It's based around this. It's not based around, you know, the acid core. The acid core is supposed to be, you know, just an extra thing that gives you a little bit more damage. But this trap is terrible. This trap is terrible. We'll start off first with the startup time. So as you can see, startup time, 59 frame startup. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I don't want no ridiculous startup time. I mean, I don't need a ridiculous startup time of like 20 or 30. You know what I'm saying? But I can honestly deal with it being 59, but it has to have more options if it's going to be 59 and recover so fucking slow. Like, recovery on this is hella slow. And startup, when it's, like, the recovery is just too slow. You know what I'm saying? You can get punished. You can literally get shot out of this. It's crazy. Like, let's say I knock him down. I immediately go into that. I can be punished to that. Because the recovery is so damn slow, I can't get my block ready. But pretty much what I really want to say is I saw this video, and I'm not gonna take credit for this because I did not even think about this until I saw this person's video. MK Rio, he made a video about this trap variation and what they can do to actually make it good. So give this more options. So pretty much the main thing that I saw that I really think would be awesome is if you do a non-amplified version, you should be able to amplify it as long as you're near it anytime you want. So pretty much you press the amplify button and you actually can kick it towards the opponent at any time. So you can you know what I'm saying, you can work around it and then hit it anytime you want. And let's say you're in a zone war and then you're ducking. Oh, you see projectile go out, you kick it for an amplify, boom. Hit, traps the opponent, go in, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you can only amplify this like this is stupid. And yeah, I've had success with this on my channel before, where people jumped over it and it stayed in. I kick them and they boom, they fall into it, and that's awesome and everything. But that rarely occurs, very rarely occurs. But this trap needs to be given more options with when you're actually just in this area playing whatever ducking ducking in and out projectiles and stuff like that, and actually have the option to just straight up amplify and kick it towards your opponent. I think that'd be honestly amazing. I would love that, and honestly would just make this variation so much funner to even use. And then you would think this is really good at low profile, but honestly, if they enhance it, you're gonna get caught by that because their recovery is so slow. That's just gonna happen. It's gonna happen if they enhance their projectiles. So that's not really the best of low profiles. If you time it right, you can low profile, but it's still not a very good low profile. So maybe change the hitbox of him when he goes down low, maybe just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't get hit as much. But that's another thing that should be a quality of life thing more than a buff that's really needed. So I think what's needed is that ability to kick this, after, what I'm saying? I think that's needed. I think that's just something that they should need to do to make this variation good. I mean, I wouldn't complain if they, if they made the startup a little bit faster and the recovery a little bit better. Don't get me wrong. I want to see that, but let's be realistic. To not make it broken, what I'm saying? The recovery time needs to be a little bit slower, and the startup time needs to be slower. But I think being able to amplify this and kick it, I think will not be broken. Now, this is something that I personally came up with, and I feel like this. I mean, this could technically really make him broken, kind of. But I think it'd be interesting if he could cancel it. So I don't think. They should make it so it's obviously this startup time is not gonna be anything like the fucking the scud shot, where it's I'm actually worried about this when you're when you're actually throwing out back 2-2 and I'm blocking, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be worried about you canceling this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not. That's not something I'm gonna be really too worried about. I'm able to punish you probably most likely no matter what, because this is so damn slow. But for this type of area, if you could cancel this, that'd be low-key super dope. That'd be super dope. That would honestly be amazing. I think that would be honestly just you could just do something throw it at you're about to do it, boom, cancel, block, even, I don't know, do something. I don't know what you would do with it, but, I think it'd just be cool. Also, I saw something about, I think MK Rio said this, I think something about, if you do something, do enhance down, up 1, or do something, something like that, some type of input, you actually use defensive meter to possibly give Erron Black some armor, so that he can actually take some hits, because this damn startup time is so damn slow. So this would make it so that you pretty much have to spend resources, so it wouldn't be broken because you're spending defensive bar, defensive and offensive bar, one defensive bar and one offensive bar to give yourself armor so that you actually don't get hit during this stupid slow animation. So I think they could do that, and even if they did that, I honestly wouldn't be bad if they made the startup time even slower, a little bit slower, because just to even that out. But I think that would be interesting, something interesting as well. So I think I went on long enough. I've recorded for about 46 minutes. Hopefully I can trim this down to about in the 30s, high 30s, maybe mid 30s, if I can. But yeah, Erron Black, don't get me wrong, he's a good character in this game, very annoying, but he is not a S tier, damn sure not S tier, damn sure not A tier. B tier, I'd say, was where he is at, in the mid-lower area of that, but some people be like, oh yeah, he A, S tier, he's one of the best characters still in this game. That's just not the case. That's just not the case anymore. He's definitely a good character. He's an all-around character, especially in this first variation. He's a jack of all trades. If honestly, like, I feel like anybody could pick this guy up and it can suit their play. They can somehow, this guy can suit most people's play styles. You know, he has a trap. He has a trap variation. Not very good trap variation, but I think soon, I think they'll buff it. I do, and I think it'll be at least decent. But for right now, this trap variation is bad. And the second variation, if you're like, you know, someone who, who love to do cancels, you know, like Cabal. You know, Cabal is all about those cancels in that one variation. If you like stuff like that, Erron Black also has a variation for that. That's actually, you know, decent. You know what I'm saying? Not great, barely good, but definitely decent. And then you have his first variation that is just all around is super good and very good. You can rush down. You can play reckless. You can play, you know, with play a little bit more spacing, a little bit more slow, a little bit more lame if you want. You can play just like any way you really want, honestly, in that first variation. And it's honestly very fun. I think he's a very fun character still in this game, and there's many different ways to use him. All around, just a really good character, but definitely not as like, stop it. And like I said, this is a low-key rant. I'm not trying to rant, and you know what I'm saying, it's cool. You know, you can light me up in the comment sections if you want. But that's just my opinion on Erron Black. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace out.